I'll show you that today. Yeah, yeah. Keep on practicing so that you will have hands-on. Hi, Ravi. Hi. Are you practicing Tableau, like the exercises that we have? Oh, okay, okay, yeah. Mm. Okay, let's get started. So, in yesterday's session, we have discussed about date functions and all. So now we are going to see different types of filters in Tableau. Hi, Sandeep. Hi. Okay, so today we are going to discuss about different types of filters in Tableau. Yeah, so types of filters, filter application in Tableau, and how to create top N filter and a set. So this we have already discussed. So in place of this topic, we can discuss a different topic. So order of filter operation. So this is an important interview question. So I will tell you how the filter operation happens in an order. Hi, Preet. I have you installed Tableau in your PC? Oh, okay, sure, sure, no problem. So if you need any help in installing and activating the key, you can let me know. Sure. Okay, so in filters, we are going to see, so there are these many filters that are available. data source filters, extract filters, context filters, dimension, measure, and quick filters, dependent quick filters, and filter actions. So these are the types of filters. So we are going to see what type of filter we will use on which type of condition and all. So let's get started. So just, yeah. So let's connect to Superstore data. So we'll start with data source filter. Okay. So first we will know what is filter. To restrict the data. Filter is nothing but to restrict the data or to view the data that is needed. So that is about filter. So in that filter only, so we can restrict the data at different levels of uh, in different levels. So we can restrict at data source level itself. So before coming into the worksheet, before coming into the worksheet itself, we will get we can restrict the data. So let's see how we can restrict before coming into the worksheet. So yeah, you can see onto the right, onto your right, you can see add filters. So you click on this add, and when you click on add, here you will be seeing the list of dimensions and measures, category, city, country, region, customer name, sales, and profit. So all the kind of whatever is there in your data. So those dimensions or measures you can filter on. So now let's say I have selected city, and in all these cities, let's say I just want to remove few of the cities. So this thing is there, right? So I want to remove few of the cities from this. So this filter, so whenever I apply this filter, okay, so whenever I apply this filter, those last 7 or 8 cities which I filter will be removed from the worksheet. So if I drop city in the rows, so in the data itself, I can't see those whichever I have filtered. So I already have filtered it here. That means I have restricted here itself. I'm not allowing, I'm not allowing few of the cities. So which cities I'm not allowing? Yuma, UKPI. So there are cities which starts with Y. So those and Wilmington, Wilson, all these cities I'm not allowing to enter into the worksheet. So this is what is data source filter. So there are no city which name which starts with Y and all. And there are some names which starts with W also I have filtered out. So I have removed those from the data source. So that's why you are not able to see those in the worksheet. So now let's see an example of a different column. So let's say edit data source and click on add. So this city filter is there. So you can add any number of filters that you want to. So I'll add category now. So in category, you have 3 values. I just want to have only 2 values. I don't want furniture. So what I will do, I'll just put filter. And when I go to sheet, I'll go category. Okay, so furniture category will not come into picture as I have already filtered it here. So these 2 filters, whatever I have chosen, only those things will be there. So in city, if you see, here you can see the information. It keeps 531 cities out of 542. So we have removed 11 cities. In the same way, category keeps office supplies and technology. So we have removed furniture. So it will show you what is there in the data. So this way we can restrict the data here itself before going into the worksheet. So that is about data source filter. So this is mostly on live connection. on live connection. Okay, so this is mostly on live connection. And now let's talk about extract. Extract data source filter. So in the name itself, you have extract. So we need to extract. So extract is nothing but, so in Tableau terminology, extract is nothing but a file, a Tableau file, which contains data in it. Okay, extract is nothing but a Tableau file which contains data in it, and this will be in the dot hyper format. So this is what you call as an extract. So now let's create an extract. So right click on data source and click on extract data. So as we already have applied data source filter, so you can see those filters also. So these two columns I have already applied filters. So click on this, or you can add filters here also. Let's say I will take customer. No, now let's take region. So in region, I want to select only 3 regions. Central, I want to remove. So this is what is your extract filter. So data source filter, whatever we have chosen in the Kansas, okay, whatever we have choose here. So this is called as your data source filter. And whenever you do a right click and click on extract data, and in this page, you have lot of options where this space is only for applying the filters. So you just add the filters and click on the columns, either the dimensions or the measures you can select, and you can do the same filters as you have done it for the data source filter. So this is a space for filter. And we also have all rows. So this I have explained it to you before. So now I will explain you now as well, as this is very important. So all rows refresh and incremental refresh. So this is an interview question, and which is very important. Incremental refresh. Okay, let's say I'll take an Excel. Okay, I have a data. Let's say 2012 data, which is 100 rows. Okay, so now I want to do an extract refresh. And so current data I got, let's say, or let's put this year itself, 2022. I have previous data, 2022, 2021. I have 150 records for 2021. 2022, I have 100 records. So in total, I have 250 records in my data currently. And now I got in 2023, I got some 50 records. So, okay, Sandeep, you might have heard the previous classes. Maybe can you tell me what does it do if we do a all rows refresh? So, mhm. Yeah, even this also. Yeah, so total it will refresh 300 rows. Yeah, 300 rows it will refresh if you do a all rows refresh. What about incremental? Yeah, perfect. So 250 will be already there in our data. Only those 50, other 50 which is got recently added, only those will be coming in our data. I mean, it will not do the entire data. It will not do the entire data. The new data only it will refresh and it will attach to the your old data. So I'm just telling you the example of 100 rows and 150 rows, but in real time you will have millions of records. So it will take time to refresh to the, to do this thing. Like if you do an all rows refresh, let's say you have in 2022 you have 2 millions of records, or in 2021 you have 3 millions of records. In total it is 5 millions, and a new 1 more million has come. So to refresh the entire 6 millions of records, it will be very tough. Like it will take uh, 15 to 20 minutes to refresh the data itself. So if you want to refresh only 1 million records, or uh, lakhs of records and all, then it will be easy. So that's the important of incremental refresh. With that, you can improve the extract time. So that's about incremental and all rows refresh. So now let's do normal all rows refresh. So in case of 10,000 records, 20,000 records, I mean, it doesn't make any difference. But if you have data like millions and millions, then you can feel the difference. So now let's do. So here also I can apply uh, a filter. So I will apply region filter. I'll just take only 3. Say okay. So extract here. So this will create a hyperfile, and you can call these as extracts, Tableau extracts, or Tableau hyperfiles, or Tableau data files. So these are the names that we can give to Tableau data extracts, and save this, which is already this. I have saved it multiple times, so it is just replacing it. Yeah. So these are the two filters. Before doing anything, like before starting the development, development in the sense preparing the charts, or preparing the charts and all, preparing the visualizations. So before starting this only, we will use data source filter and extract data source filter. So these two filters we apply on before coming into the before doing the development only. So now let's see other filters. So we have discussed about the data source filter. Now we'll discuss about filters, normal filters. Okay, so before doing that, I'll just remove the filters. Just include. So I'll just remove all the filters. I'll just do Control Z. Okay, so here actually we have applied 3 filters. So, but we have applied it in the extract data source filter. So, but as per data source filter, we have applied only 2 here. So that's why it is showing you 2. So let's remove these 2. And yeah, and you have extract here. So this is extract filter. Here you will see 3 filters. Why? Because in extract, while while keeping the extract filter, we already have these 2 filters. So we have added one more. So that's why extract filter is showing you 3. But in data source filter, we have given only 2. So we can remove it from here, or we can remove it from here also. So just remove it. If you remove it here, so that will be removed only in extract filter only. Now, if you want to remove in the data source filter, So I just want to tell you that these are two different filters. So this is an extract filter and this is a data source filter. So whichever filter you want to use, that depends on whether you are using an extract or whether you are using a live connection. So okay, Ravi, can you tell me the difference between a live and an extract? Mhm. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, so if you are using live connection, then preferably use this filter. If you are using an extract connection, then you can use this extract filters. So these are two different filters. So now let's go into the worksheet. Okay, so let's remove in the worksheet. Now that we have removed all the filters, so we can see all the categories. In categories, we have removed furniture. Now we can see furniture as we have removed the filters. In region, we have removed central. As we have removed it from the data source filter and extract filter, we can see central. Now let's see what all filters we can use. So I'll just tell you about traditional filter. So what all we can do with the traditional filter. So let's start with the smaller one. I'll take an example of region. Okay, so we have lot of options here. So in this, so you can select like this and control select everything and click on space so that everything gets unselected, and you want to see only east, select east and click on space, so you will see that. And here is an option. Let's say you have 100 values and you want to specifically remove few only two or three people. Select those two or three people which you want to remove and click on this exclude. So there will be a line which comes like which cuts the name. That means this is not included in the data. So you click on apply. So east will be removed, or you unselect this exclude. Only east will be selected. So that will be the option. And we have wildcard. So wildcard. So with this wildcard, what we can do is, let's say all. Okay. So with this wildcard, what we can do is, I want to see names. So this I will explain for the customer name. Then it will be helpful. Let's take customer name. Customer name will have different objectives. Like we can take n number of examples for customer name. So yeah, so I have all this list. So if I want to remove the list of selection, you can click on none. And let's say in the middle, I want to remove this person and this person. Click on exclude. Only these two persons will be removed if you click on apply. So that way you can exclude two persons. And if you go to wildcard, so you can say whichever I want to see people names starts with or which contains RON. Okay, so you don't need to write any calculation. So earlier we used to write a calculation like this. For contains, you need to write a calculation like contains customer name. Okay, so this calculation you need to write to get this names and all. So instead of that, so in Tableau we have this option. So you can just write it and get those things. I want to see whichever has SM in their name. So click on that. So whichever names has SM in their name, so those names you can see it. In the same way, starts with whichever name I want to see only name starts with G, and ends with N. I can see like that. So that's how. And this is an exactly matches. So it has to exactly match. Otherwise, it won't show you. And click on apply. If it matches exactly, then only it will give you. So filter. Yeah. So the importance, like this, you can show it to the user as well. So how you can show it to the user? So keep this in the filter. So whatever sheets that you create, right? So you don't show it to the like we don't present it in the sheets. Whatever sheets that we create, we put it in the dashboard. Then only we will show it to the users. Filters topic. Okay, and say we keep it in the middle. Okay, so here also we can do edit filter. Click on edit filter. Okay, so in wildcard, you can give exactly matches or you can give contains. Okay, I'll remove this. Click on enter. You will have all the names. So user can go here and search for like Shami. Okay, sometime like it's like a Google search only, like or normal search what you do. Let's say in Excel and all, we do search, right? So it's like it's similar. I want to see people whose name contains Adam. Okay, so these many people have in their names Adam is there. So that this we can give access to the user. So not only that, I can give starts with as well. Yeah, whose name starts with Aaron, like this. Even I can give and mhm. No, that's based on sales value, right? We don't have any sales in this. Yeah, correct. So yeah, let's say like you have some 800 names, right? Like I want to search for some like some particular people, and or else let's say you want to search your own team members, how they are performing, or and sometimes like you search it in our teams or like even if you want to send any email, like you will search for the people. So in the same way, this is to see like you can't see 800 people at a time, and you want to search for some particular person. So these are the options that are available. So this option we can give it to the users as well. Ends with sometimes let's say uh, in some cases you need to give exact name. Let's say for if you want to attach any table or if you want to connect to any table data, then you might need to end up giving the exact name. So those were some examples. So these options we can use, and we can make use of exclude also. Like whatever we selected here, it will show the opposite of that. Let's say I want to see, I don't want to see which contains Adam. So whichever name contains Adam will not be shown here. So that thing also I can do. So all the options exclude I can use, like whichever in the name also you can see. If I click on uncheck this, it will show you contain starts with. If you check this, it will show you does not contain, does not start with, does not end with, like that. like this, include all values when empty. So what this option is, so I'll just show you. So this is checked. Checked means, so if you remove everything, like that means it will show you 800 names. So if this option is checked, then it will show you all the values. If this value is unchecked, it will not show you anything. That means it doesn't have any information. So that's why it's not showing you anything. So that also we can select. So usually we have to show something. So we'll every time we'll check this. If nothing is entered, that means it's all. So that thing we can select. Yeah, here we can select top or bottom. Those things can be selected. Let's say sales. So if I want to see, I'll just write some calculations. Let's put sales over here and sort it. Okay, now that we have, okay. Okay, so I'll tell you about this option. So I think we might have discussed about this when we have discussed about these icons and all, and I will show it to you again. So there are four options. So in standard, it will assign height and width of the worksheet depending on the names and values that it has. But so as per the standard, like how much ever space this name needs and how much ever value this number needs. But in case of fit width, so in the name itself, it says that fitting to the width. So entire sheet will be fitting to the width. So this is there till here, right? So it will fit to the entire worksheet. Okay, so in that way, it will be fitting to the width. And as we have these many names, if you say you want it to fit to the height based on that, so it will fit to height. So you can't see the names. So this will help only when, so based on the worksheet that you use, you should decide which one to use. So in this case, you can't use fit height. Why? Because you are not able to see any name. So that's not a good choice. In this case, you need to use fit width. Even the entire view you can't use. So entire view is a combination of entire view is a combination of fit width and fit height. Okay. So fit height option itself is not good for this worksheet. So if you click on entire view, so it will fit to the width and it will fit to the height also. So which will not look good for this worksheet. So it's better you can use standard or you can use fit width. So these two options you can use. Yeah, so that is, yeah, okay. So now that we have sales amount here, so now let's discuss about condition. So how we can write condition. So if sum of sales greater than 10,000, okay, I can give these symbols also, less than or equal to, not equal to. Okay, now let's say greater than $10,000. I want to see only those customers whose sum of sales is greater than 10,000. So just click on OK. Okay, so these are the customers who have uh, more than 10,000 sales. Here you can see the condition also. So that way we can write condition. And you can see what is the minimum value for sum of sale and what is the maximum value for sum of sales. So all this information also you can see it here. And you can write formulas also. Sum of sales greater than 10,000. So same formula, you can write it here. Yeah. So you can get the same result. So you can, you can manually select like this, or you can write a condition. If I want to see whichever has the value more than 8,000 also. So in that way, I can write condition as well. I can write, or I can choose from the field as well. And here we have top. So yeah, I've. So in this case, what happened? It will show you. Let's say I can mention only the sum of sales. Like I can mention only the sum of sales amount. 1 second. Top filter is also applied. Okay. So here I can mention only sum of sale which is more than 10,000. I want to see number of customers, like that can be 10 or 20 or 15 or 16, that depends. I can't specify how many number of customers that I want to see. I'm just giving the number. But in case of top, I can specify I just want to see only top 10 people based on sum of sales. So here I can see 10 people. So if I want to see only 5 people, so you can enter 5. Say okay, like this. And here also you can create a parameter. So you will have an option to create a parameter. Okay, select top sales. Yeah, current value is 5. Say okay. Oh, top, create a new parameter. Select top. Say okay. Okay. And to see that parameter, click on this worksheet, click on the arrow mark, click on parameters, select top cells. Okay, and change this to type in. And here you can enter. Okay, so it has 2 conditions. So let's remove this condition. Okay, say okay. Okay, so this is not the parameter. So we have to choose parameters. So this one is the parameter which is attached to this calculation. So you have to choose carefully which parameter it's connected to the filter, which parameter is connected to the worksheet or the calculation. So now let's enter. Yeah. So if the parameter is connected to the filter or to the calculation, then only it will work. Otherwise, it won't work. So this way we can make use of parameter also in the filter. So this type of filters will be available for all the dimensions. The same filters, so general, wildcard, condition, top. So for any dimension filter, we will have general, wildcard, condition, and top. So these things are common for all the dimension filters. Yes. So this thing you can change. So I have applied in this worksheet, I have applied top 11 by sum of sales. In other sheet, I can apply a different filter. In other sheet, I might be selecting manually. I can select only these names. So in other sheet, I can select manually. So the difference between the dimension filters, so data source filters and extract filters, so it will not allow data to enter into our dashboard. or worksheet. So in case of this traditional dimensional filters, in one sheet you apply one kind of filter, in other sheet you can apply different filter, and in other filter, in other worksheet you can apply some other different filter. So like this you can apply different filters for a single column. But in case of data source or extract filter, if you are applying a filter there, so it will apply to your entire workbook. If you apply data source filter and yeah, yeah, sure. Yeah, so date will also be, I mean, date is different. So dimensional filters is different and date, yeah, no, no, it is also a dimension, but date will have lot many options. So now let's see. Okay, while selecting only, we will have this, like you want to filter years or quarters or months or days. So that thing we can select. So if you go into that, then you will have again this general condition top. Those will repeat again for each and everything. And on top of that, this will also have, we have a range of dates. So I can select from here to here, from 2021 to 25th February 2021 to, I want to select 2nd July 2022. So I can put a range as well. So I can give access to the user as well to select. Like this, he can select or he can enter. They will get a calendar like this. Okay, so let's discuss more about date filter only. So we'll go one by one. Okay, so let's say relative date. So in relative dates, say you want to see what is today's data, just click on OK. Just put day. Okay, so I have filtered on today. Show filter. Okay, and if you want yesterday, you can just click on this. So you can see yesterday's data. So these are multiple options are available. So you should learn all the options which are there, and depending on the requirement, you should use whatever option is suitable for that requirement. So now let's say if I want to see tomorrow's data, yeah, I can see tomorrow's data as well. Like it's like forecast information which is there. Okay, so yeah, uh, here, ha here I have information of date part. Date parts in the sense. So yeah, Suganya, can you tell me what are date parts that are available? Quarter, yeah, week, day, yeah. So these are the date parts that are available. So whenever you use date, so you will see all these options: years, quarters, months, weeks. So when you select days, you can select yesterday, today, tomorrow, or if you want to see last 3 days. So till now, last 3 days you can select, or you can increase like this. So two number of days, how many number of days that you want to see. So this you can do. And in the same way that applies for others also. Like in days, it will show today tomorrow and yesterday, and last and next also you can see. So this all five options you can see in the weeks also. You can see this week. So this is this week's data, like 23 to 29, 7 days information. You want only the previous week, you can see the previous week's data. Next week data also you can see. Same, all three options, all five options will be repeated. And here also we have one more option. Okay. So when I say this week, right? So it started at 23rd April. So 23rd April is Sunday. So it is showing from Sunday to Saturday. Even if it is today it is 27. So it is not showing till 27. It is showing the entire week, which is 29. So it starts at Sunday and ends at Saturday. So, but you don't want to end at a different date. You want to end today itself. Then you can say week to date. So it's Sunday it started, and today is not completed. So it shows till 27th only. So there is one more option which they have added. So apart from days, in days we have today, tomorrow, yesterday, and last and next. Here also we can do last 2 weeks. Last 2 weeks, those things we can do. And let's go to months now. So in months also we can do this month. So we can see till this month. And we have an option month to date. So when I say this month, it will show 1 to 30. When you say month to date, so whatever is the today's date, it will show till today. So yeah, so all five options, all six options from weeks it is same. For quarter also, you can have this quarter, previous quarter, next quarter, last and next, and quarter to date. So when you say quarter to date, so you can see this information. So quarter is nothing but, so January to March, one quarter, April to uh, June, one quarter. So like that. So as it started at April, so now it is showing you till June. So when you say this quarter, it will show you till June. Previous quarter, when you say, it will show you January to March. Years also. So this year will have the entire year. And you want to see only till the date, till today, then you can see this. So these are the options that are there. And so that's about relative dates. So range of dates we have seen, like you can select range and apply. So within the range selection, or you can select the date as well. Okay, user can select the calendars and select like this. And starting date, you can restrict the user to navigate only through the starting date. So user can navigate only to the starting date. So we can restrict the end date. So end date can be whatever information is there in the data. So it will be restricted. And this is the opposite of this one. We can give user access to select any end date. Okay, starting date he can't restrict. From starting to, I want to see 2022. When I say starting, so if my data starts at 2020, so that start date I can restrict. So when you select range of dates, starting and ending you can restrict. So when I say starting, it's the minimum of date, minimum value of date. Let's say I have 2020 data, 2021, 2023. So this becomes my start and this becomes my end, like this. So I can restrict this, and we have special values. So it will show you if there are any null dates. So there are no null dates in the, like when I say null dates, yeah, so if this is my data, so you don't have these two rows entry. So you will get nulls. So null data will be shown. Null dates will be shown here. And non-null dates, nothing but whole data. So you don't have any nulls in the data. So it will show you non-null dates, or all dates is also same. So that is about, let's put it again. So that is about relative date. So range of dates we have already seen. So this is the option. These options we have seen, and click on order date. Now let's say years. So years will have same options. Like now this behaves like a dimension. So you can put same condition, sum of sales condition, top five and all. So this will be similar like your dimension. Now let's talk about quarters. Q1, Q2, Q3. So Q1 will include Q1 of all the years. So Q1 all of all the years, in the sense you will have January, February, March data only for all the years. So you will not see, apart from January, February, March, you will not see any other months. Let's say if you select Q2, so in all the years you will be able to see April, May, June. So you will not be able to see any months other than April, May, June. So this is to filter Q1, Q2, Q3. Quarter, the quarter data if you want to fill. This is months if you want to fill. Let's say February if you filter, apply. All years February data will get filtered. Apart from this, condition top will work similar to the dimension filters. Click on order date and click on days. So you will have 1 to 31 days. Let's click on this and apply. Only first date will be filtered. First date of all the months, all the years will be filtered. So from 2020 to 2023, in whichever month you have first as a date, so that will be filtered. And apart from that, condition top is similar to dimension filter. Now let's talk about week numbers. Okay, so in every year we will have 50 to 53 weeks. In every year we will have 52 to 53. Sometimes it will be 53 because 365 days, like we will have one more extra day, and half week will be in this year and half week will be in another year. So mostly it will be like 52 to 53 years. So I want to filter on first week. So first week of all the years. So first week of all the years, 3rd, 4th January of 2020. And you might not see all the dates. Why? Because order date in those days, in those dates, there might not be any orders. So that's the reason you don't see all the dates. So that's about week number. And we also have weekdays. So weekdays is nothing but it will show you Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, all those things, all the Sundays. All the Sundays of all the months and years will be filtered. All the Mondays of all the years and months will be filtered. So this and condition and top will work similar to dimension. And month and year. So it's a combination of month and year. So this you can select whichever month you want to select. Yeah, March 2023, all the dates you will see. Apart from that, it will work like a dimension only. Month, day, year. You can select day also. If you select 3rd January, only 3rd January will apply. Individual dates. So this is the raw data. Raw data means, so however it is there in your database. So let's check. In your database, data is like this. So it will show you those records. Yeah. Apart from, like, you want to select only these two, apply. You can see that. Other condition top or similar to the dimension. So that's about individual and those things. And these are mostly not used. Like when you say minimum, whatever is the first one, it will show apply. So we can select the range of filters that are there. Okay. So basically, if you select minimum or maximum, then it will go for range only. Like you can select minimum value and the maximum value. So you can, instead of start and end, you can call as minimum and maximum. So that's about the date filter. And we also have count. So we have 38 different dates that are there. So 38 different types of dates. Let's say we go to here. Order date. So we have 38 different dates that are entered here. The count is this one. So I'll just put it in this, make it discrete. Yeah. So if I want to know what is the total, okay. So there are 10,194 different dates are there. So when I said different dates, okay. So let's say 4/1/2020. So that this is repeated uh, twice. That means it is showing you the number of records, total number of records. If I want to see the individual or count distinct, so distinct different dates. So you just click on order date and click on count distinct. So there are 1242 dates which are distinct. I mean, unique records basically. So that's about date filter. And as we have already discussed about how to create a set and top and filter. So I'll skip this slide. Okay. So we have covered dimension filters. So I will tell you about context filters today, and measure filter and user filters will continue tomorrow as we don't have time. So now let's talk about context filter. So context filter is an independent filter where other filters that you set are dependent filters. So why do we call other filters as dependent? What are other filters? So this is other filter. So all that we have seen in this session are normal filters. When I say normal filters, this depends on other filters. Let's say I have selected these 10 filters and I have selected this filter. Oh, sure. So every filter is dependent on other filter. Say okay. So you can see, so first it will filter on this 10 items, and then on those 10 items, this two filters will get applied. So these two filters are dependent on each other. Now let me show you how context filter is different between these sheets. So let's take an example of category and subcategory. And let's take sales. Now let's take state for sake. Okay, let's take subcategory only. Why? Because it has less values. To explain it easily, we'll use this one. Okay. So now I will apply region filter. I'll take region, state. Okay. And state. And I'll make this as context. So to create a context filter, you just need to add it to context. And in state, I will apply top filter. I want to see only top 5. Say apply. Okay. So now I'm able to see top 5. Let me remove from context. Okay. So now I have selected regions and I have selected states. And here I have applied all the, here I have applied top 5 sales. So I want to see only the states which have highest sales. So I want to see only top 5. Okay. Uh, Sandeep, can you tell me, let's say if I choose, if I unselect West from the data, so how many states I will see? Yeah, perfect. 3 states, 3 states I can see. But as per the condition, I need to see 5. As per the logic that is there, I have to see 5. But it shows only whenever I select all from the region, then only it will show me. So because these two are independent, these filters are dependent on each other. These normal filters are dependent on each other. So first what it does, it is selecting top 5. It will give you 5. On top of that, region filter is getting applied and it is removing you West data and it is showing you only 3. But in general scenario, I want to see top 5. Even if I filter any region, I want to see top 5. Let's say if you select central, this is showing you only one value, but I want to see top 5 in central region. So if you want to do that, you have to convert, you have to make region as an independent filter. Until unless you make region as an independent filter, you will not be able to see what are the top 5 in central region. So if you make a context filter, So then you will be able to see what are the top 5 in your central region. And if you select east also, combining central and east together, what are your top 5? If you select all, you will get the similar result when you had these two, like whenever you had this all. So this is showing you correct, which is top 5 is correct. But when you unselect or when you are not using all, that's this result is not coming correct. Why? Because these filters are dependent on each other, so it is giving you that result. But if you want region specific top 5, then you have to make it as a context. Okay, so how this can be done using context filter? Why? Because context filter is a dependent filter. Sorry, context filter is an independent filter. And one more important thing, it creates a table, it creates a temporary table. So whenever I do some filter in region, so let's say I have converted this to context filter. So now I have selected only central. So what it does in the backend is it will create records for central region. Let's say out of 10,000 rows in my data, if central has 2,500 rows, so it will create a temporary auxiliary table for central data. So whatever filters that you apply on top of this, it will take the data only from the 2,500 rows. So it will not check for 10,000 rows. It will only check for 2,500 rows and it will give you the result. So later you applied state top 5. So it is taking top 5 only from the central region, not from the entire data. So earlier it was looking from the entire data. It is looking for those things. That's the reason you got less number of states in the central region. So in this way, we can also improve the performance of the Tableau. Performance of the Tableau. This is, let's say, if you have millions of records, and by using say, context filter, you are filtering out some 10,000 rows or 5,000 rows. So on top of that, whatever filter you keep, it will not check for the entire 1 million or 10 million records. It will instead it will only check for the 10,000 records, which is already filtered by context filter. So that's the important point. That's the importance of Tableau context filter. And as this is an independent filter, we can also make use of this functionality with to show top 5 in all the regions and top 5 in each and every region as well. Yeah, so that's about filters. Yeah, so that's about filters. I'll just take a pause to listen to your questions. Ravi. చెప్పు చెప్పాలా డాట్ టాబ్లూ టాబ్లూ Okay. Okay. So dot hyper is a data file. It will have only data. So dot twbx is this workbook. So if you want to save this workbook, you can save dot tw or twbx. You will not use dot hyper or dot td. So so the development that we do, we are saving it in dot twb or dot twbx. Yeah. While extracting only, we will get hyper file. So when you do an extract, so then you will get dot hyper. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Suganya, can you tell me what is the difference between data source filter and extract filter? Yeah, correct. Okay, so that's about today's session. So, do you guys have any questions further, or we can wrap up the session? Okay, thank you all for joining. We'll continue tomorrow. So I will tell you. So there are two more slides, I guess. So I'll tell you about dependent quick filters, filter actions, and table calculation filters also, as we have crossed our time. So I will tell it in the tomorrow session. I'll continue that. Thank you all for joining.